And what if President Biden came up and said hi to you today? Nice day in Fort Dodge, and talked to you. What would you say to him?
See what the back of that gentleman's hat says?
I didn't see it.
Right there. Turn around a minute. That's what the back of my truck says.
And what is that?
Joe Biden.
You would say that to his face?
Sure would. He's worthless.
What's one thing you'd like to tell the president now, the good or bad or anything that you would say to President Biden?
He says he could whoop anybody and stuff. I says, I'll take you out in the back alley and we'll see what you can do.
Well, I don't want to start a fight. I'm just talking about the president coming out here and saying hello. And what if President Biden came up and said, hey, how you doing? Beautiful day in Fort Dodge.
I'd say, it sure is.
If President Biden were to walk up to you right now and introduce himself and say hi, what would you tell the president?
Probably just won't say nothing, walk away from him.
You wouldn't even say hello to the
I
president?
wouldn't even say hello to him. In my opinion, he's garbage.
And what if Donald Trump walked up to you right now? What would you say to him?
I introduce myself, say I can't wait until he gets back in for 45th president because I think he did a heck of a job the last term he was in, and I think he got screwed out of the election.
In what way?
I think people vote more than once somehow, somewhere. I don't know what was going on with that, but it wasn't right.
Even though nobody found any evidence of that, right?
Yep, I agree. I still think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
What could change your mind?
Nothing. President Trump, 2024. That's it.
What do you say to the president?
Why are you doing what you're doing?
And you say, what do you mean, sir?
I think he's trying to wreck the country, giving it away.
To whom?
Any other country besides ours.
And we mean giving support for Ukraine and Israel?
No, I'm in support for Israel. I just mean he just don't take care of the American people. He's worried about the illegal people more than the American people.
We have veterans that he's not taking care of, and yet they come across and they get money and hotel and food and phones, and he doesn't take care of us, the people. They're illegal instead of his people.
What would you say to President Biden were he to come up to us right now? What would you say to him?
You failed us. You did everything that you shouldn't have done, and now we're all in so much more trouble than when you were not even here. I mean, Trump saved a lot of us, did what he said he was going to do, and then they kicked him out. And
we were in the middle of a pandemic, right?
Correct, and he still handled it correctly, and now we're all struggling. There's three of us in three families right now in a one-bedroom house. You can't only do so much.
And if President Biden were to walk up and say, hey, Dean, I love your flag. How you doing? What would you say to President Biden?
Thanks. That's about all I'd have to say. He's not doing good for this country,
Obviously, I would be cordial. Everybody deserves respect.
If President Biden were to walk up, what would you say to President Biden?
Well, number one, I would tell him that my name's not Jack, and most of the people that he calls Jack probably aren't named Jack.
What would you say to the president?
I'd probably tell him to get the first ticket to the nursing home and shake his hand and hope the best for him.
If President Biden were to walk up and talk to you and you could say something to him, what would you tell the president?
I'm going to keep it real honest. I don't know if he could talk to me. I don't think he could slur out a full sentence. So I don't think there'd be a conversation.
What's something you would say to the president or ask the president?
Resign.
What would you tell the president?
You probably don't want to know.
No, I wouldn't have.
Joe's got to go. He's so demented, he doesn't even know where he's at. He's not running the country.
Who's running the country then?
Barack Obama.
He's running the country?
Yeah, from behind the scenes, yep.
No.
Joe Biden's not capable of doing anything. He can't even figure out how to get off of a stage.
If President Trump were to come up and you could have a heart-to-heart with President Trump, what would you say to him?
I would say, God bless you, sir, and we need you. And I did tell him that, because I did. There was what do you call it? Who's the guy that does the town halls?
Well, there are plenty of them.
Anyway.
Michael Schur?
No.